Hello, everybody, and welcome to another League 2025 race. I am Bob. With me today on commentary is Bulkin.
Vulcan.
Hello, Bulkin. Thank you for
Hello,
joining me.
Bob. Or Bab.
Either way,
All right,
whichever's
all right.
fine. Our race we have
Bab is
today,
fun.
yes, our race we have today is Ignited TNT versus Dair. As you can see on the screen now, we have all of our third week matchups. This one being a 1-1 matchup, Ignited and Dare, so neither player is either at risk or going to be qualifying for gold after today's match, but yeah.
Still important.
Still very important, because
Yeah.
2-1 sounds a lot better than 1-2.
Yeah. We like numbers on the left more than on the right.
Yes.
Previous matches. This is round 3, by the way, where we just started this one. First streamed race of round 3. Last races that happened since the start. Lord Ryan versus Square Fan 7. Lord Ryan taking the win on that, but Square's not out. They'll be in the 0-2 bracket, or they'll be in the 1-2 bracket for the round 4. Maybe get a chance to climb their way back up for the golden bracket.
Mm-hmm. And looks like we got our streams up now. We can see our objectives. Bryce is going to get going here in a second, so we can take a second to look through what we have. So we have Axel 2 in STT. We have Thresholder in Beast Castle. We have Boat Pete in Timeless River. We have 3 Agrabah objectives in Abu, Lords, and Jafar. We also have 3 Halloween Town objectives in Prison Keeper, Presence, and AS Vexen. And we have Hyenas 1, MCP, Zemnis 1, Yeet the Bear, Data Demix, and Data Zemnis.
So we can see Zemnis twice. Fun.
Yes.
Cool.
We'll see if any of
I
our
like the
decide to
Data
go that way.
Zemnis fight. Yeah.
Yeah, Data Zemnis is right. Probably one of the most fun datas for me. Oh yeah, that is Darkthor, not Thresholder. Correct. Thank you, Geek.
They're basically the same boss. If you think about it in a certain way that makes no sense, they're basically the same boss.
Right.
Starting worlds,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the standard crit shotguns. I think I only see like DC would be the ones that would be like the common standard. BC is a really good one. Beast Castle for a beginner usually, but when you really don't have a lot of the standard crits, I think this is good.
Yeah, for sure. There's still a good amount of checks, and you can get through the Death Abuse really quickly.
Ooh, and Ignited gets torn pages, so when they stop in the book, they don't have to back out and leave.
Mm-hmm.
They can just get all 6 at once.
They do start with 2 Bone Fists. That is already access to all 3 Halloween Town objectives.
Cool.
And 1 Way to the Dawn, and Ice Cream, and the Royal Summons, and the Beast Claw.
What's nice about Halloween Town, it's one of those worlds where you kind of just dance call your way through to get extra experience to start the game with. It's also a tool or a world you can do with very low tools. Like, honestly, you can just do the entire world with dance call. It's a bit riskier, but it's a little... Outside of, like, I'd say Vexen. Vexen's a little spooky.
Yes. Yeah, Vexen
With
you'd
no
like to have at
tools.
least some other tool for.
Yeah.
Maybe Limit Form or
If
Final
Jack
Form.
came in with me, he'd
Oh.
stand no chance. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
We see Dare getting a little bit of extra XP, dance calling in the first fight. Trying to take the Death Abuse here now off the Shadows or the Soldier. And Ignited getting her extra few levels in the Graveyard. That's one thing that is very important in these league settings, is getting through those first 20 levels because of the way the stat distribution is. Normally, if you're just playing on standard settings, you have the ability to get 2 stat ups per level. However, with League, you can only get 1 per level until after level 20.
Yep.
So whatever little XP you can squeeze out as you're going is incredibly helpful early.
Yeah. And hopefully, I'm looking there. I've seen a lot of strength increases, but their strength's only like at the 10. I assume this Keyblade's probably not that great either, the starting Keyblade.
Yeah, it probably has a decent amount of magic based on what they've gotten for stats so far, but not very strong in the strength department.
What's your favorite Keyblade to see good stats on? I assume you like a long Keyblade?
Yeah, Ultimate Weapon's always very fun to see good stats and a good ability on. Also, Fatal Crest or
Fender.
Guardian Soul.
Fender is one of my favorites. I just like the noise it makes.
It does make a good noise, and who doesn't love swinging around a big car key?
Yeah.
Trying to think of what other ones that I would rather not see the good abilities on. The other short ones. Rumbling Rose is really short.
Like, I like seeing Sweet Memories just because the finisher has B effects, but, like, I wish it were a little longer.
Right.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, no important checks coming out through Halloween Town, up through Candy Cane Lane and Santa's house. And we see Ignited going into the Olympus Coliseum shotgun after finding the battlefields in the Beast Castle shotgun.
Reflect on levels.
We do have a Reflect on levels. That is huge. No Reflectless Seeds today. Always great to see a Reflect early. Yeah, normally for early magics, you're hoping for something offensive. Blizzards and Thunders. They did start with a Blizzard from the crit bonuses. And a Reflect, and you've gotten both. Pretty decent start tool-wise, nothing too crazy to really hinge your run on, but good all-around tools so far.
Unfortunately started with a Way to the Dawn, so we have to go the long way back instead of warping back, or you're going to fight Roxas.
Yep. Don't want to make that mistake unless you're ready.
Nope. Into Disney Castle.
Into Disney Castle. But yeah, thankfully, even if you do accidentally go in, you can just... It's a pretty quick death to take if you want to just get out, or if you're there, you can get the 2 prog points just quick running Roxas.
Yep.
You see a world unlock, and it is the Identity Disc. It is halfway toward MCP.
We still need another one, but it's so nice to know that you have access to some good grinding whenever you need to. Probably, obviously, going to hold off on that for a bit, but...
Yeah, you generally want to have some way to defeat the strafers quickly if you're going to do screens.
Yeah.
Probably one of the...
Out for an XP boost or 2.
Right. With world locks being as prevalent as they are, screens only requiring 1 identity disc, it increases its value even more for a good leveling spot. Ignited following Dair through Disney Castle.
And they're escorting Minnie down the hallway. Less of an escort and more of a... just pushing her along.
Yep. Doing a pretty good job keeping Minnie on the wall.
Yep.
And Ignited does follow up into the mini escort as well. Both getting the prog points.
Boat Pete is on the board. It is a lot of this stuff is like final visit bosses, and that's like Genie Jafar, MCP, stuff like that, Zemnis. So it's kind of like a you probably know your opponent's gonna do this too, so it's not, you don't have to worry about like, should I have done this or not.
Right. It's not. It's a good prog point. It's not gonna get any faster if you do it any later. May as well get out of the way right when you get here. And if you find the other royal summons, and that other objective's right there.
It could just be the reward for doing mini escort.
It is 100% possible. Do you ever consider in this situation trying to stay in this a little longer and use the reaction command to get a few more levels?
If I'm playing rando, absolutely, because there's a chance like more jackpots might be on, or just to find out whatever the experience value is on like a setting like this. I would not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, unfortunately it usually takes too many reaction commands for the bolt towers to die. It's just not worth it most of the time.
If reaction boost made it so I had 3 on, it insta killed everything, and I had that, maybe.
Yes. See Dair now going into Twilight Town and Ignited going into the Space Paranoid shotgun. Interested to see if Dair commits to the station fight or if they're just here to grab all of the checks in the shotgun and get out and come back maybe later with final form if they're lucky. Not much so far in SP. Accessory, junk chests, and a Starseeker. It's interesting to see Dair seems to be picking up junk chests and Ignited does not.
Junk chests can have some useful stuff in there. Drive recoveries, any boosts. This is definitely one of those things where you're probably more desperate for the boosts.
Indeed.
They're getting a magnet in the woods.
Mm-hmm. And there's Fenrir, as we talked about. Ignited getting out of that shotgun, not much there, but it's set up for screens whenever she wants to come back and do that, and we'll follow Dair into Twilight Town. So, in addition to the starting unlocks, the only unlocks we found so far in the shotguns are Olympus Coliseum, which does not have any objectives, and Identity Disc, which the only objective is MCP, all the way in SP2.
Dair did pick up a guard break. I see they've been getting strength on level, so strength could be good. It's just the strength right now, I think, is just really bad because of that Keyblade. But at least they have a good ground finisher.
Yeah, and they have found a few Keyblades, so we'll have to see when one of them checks and sees what the other Keyblades are looking like.
Yeah.
Dair opting to do the Death Abuse to get to the checks after Station Fight and get the prog point on it. Gets a fire and a magic boost out of it.
They also got a present, which my brain just triggers, oh, that's the objective, right?
I got it. We got it. But yes, the objectives are the source of that, not the actual thing. It's always funny finding Orin statue and being like, yeah, I did that one, right?
Yeah.
Looks like Bear's checking out Keyblades now. So yeah, the starting Keyblade was a 6-8.
Actually not bad.
Yeah, we do have a negative combo on a Keyblade. But looking at the objectives, not a huge help with what we have on the board. And Ignited opting to leave before the station fight, hoping to find something to do within it rather than just taking the Death Abuse.
Yep. No objectives in Twilight Town, so not much to push there.
Mm-hmm. And we will see if Dair decides to climb the tower or not, or just get out at the bottom.
And we do have a magnet, but that's still not the best crowd control for shadows.
You'd like at least one more, or optimally a chicken here would be amazing.
Yeah.
Dair does opt to push up. This will get them their first hint once they talk to the fairies.
Yep. And if they might be thinking their opponent might not be doing this with the current tool set early on, if there's something up here, something big, that's a good advantage.
Indeed. United doing some menuing. We'll see where she decides to go after this. And we're really just waiting for the seed to give a good direction and tell you you're going this way. Because it hasn't had much of that yet. I mean, obviously you have the Halloween Town access, but pushing that early is sometimes of some concern.
Yeah, even with the tools, like even with just having like dance call, like like with these stats as they are right now, they probably want to find some places to push for better experience before tackling that, just to make it a little faster.
And it looks
Especially
like
since like if they were in like go mode like immediately, then maybe.
right.
But like I feel like that never happens.
Yes. And the second Beast Claw is just sitting in Beast Castle. No Beast Castle 2 objectives, but we don't know what might be hiding in Beast Castle 2. We can see once it gets revealed. And yep, looks like Ignited is going into Thresholder. And they're now just reaching the top of the tower. We'll see what our first hint is. Alright, so Pride Lance has been revealed. It contains Limit Form and a Scimitar.
LOD.
Scimitar's pretty big.
LOD has the skill and crossbones, and then Pooh has another identity disc, so that's our MCP access, along with a
And
torn
a
page
page.
within itself.
Ignited just now getting that reflect on levels within the Thresholder fight.
Nothing worse than getting a reflect in the middle of a battle where you want the reflect.
Yes, reflect is incredibly useful for Thresholder, especially when you have low stats, because it will still chunk damage on the door. And Dair is going into Roxas.
Likely going to see a quick run.
Yeah, with what they have, it's probably the best course of action.
Yeah. And what's nice about quick running Roxas, you got a little time to stop and think about how you want to route with what you currently have.
Hmm?
Proudfang.
Proudfang on Thresholder. Beast Castle holding all the world unlocked so far.
So they could be getting that limit form soon. Agrabah access. Agrabah's a really good shotgun. That's just a big check density that could be unlocked there if those are early. Timon and Pumbaa, that's just Hyenas 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, the objective is pre-scar. And also, if you do find the Scimitar, that's 2 objectives straight up right there with Abu and Lords.
And you do have a magnet and a reflect early in this seed, which is a very easy way to do Hyenas 1.
Mm-hmm.
With your stats, it could take a little longer, but it's still like a safe way to just get through it if you want that objective out of the way.
And yet another world unlock sitting in Beast Castle. Meanwhile, Dair has Roxas in a very good spot for the quick run. It's a little bit scary because you want to make sure you stay on the wall and don't kind of scoot to either side, but the Keyblades are just shredding Roxas from this angle.
And there was a Royal Summons for Ignited, so now she has access to Timeless River. They've already prepped that by pushing or getting Minnie down the hallway. So that's another 7 checks I can just go in and grab. It probably won't do those mob fights immediately with the tool set. Oh no! Oh, that's... Yeah, they got, unfortunately, the way Roxas was kind of stuck in the wall. Sometimes... Oh, yeah.
Level 1 glide, it could be kind of annoying to dodge the DM there from Roxas.
Yeah, level 1 glide does not maintain air. So after a while, you'll just touch the ground and lose all your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So the quick run is definitely the way to go when you're at glide 1. Ignited, she gets a second chance off a Beast, and she found a Master Form earlier too. Like, Beast Castle's kind of crazy this seed.
Absolutely.
Star Charm?
Oh my goodness. And she decides to leave Darkthorn for later, and she has a few more tools and goes right into Pride Lands. Dair trying to get Roxas, get those Keyblades back, and get quick running again.
Ooh. Whoa!
Simultaneous deaths is very unfortunate. But yeah, the Pride Lands first fight, when you don't come here first and don't have the RNG, and you don't get the reaction command right off the bat, it can be kind of scary. Generally, when you have a magnet, that's probably your best course of action in that situation.
Yeah, Donald and Goofy are they were on Sora Attack earlier from doing the shotgun, so they're not they're not even contributing.
Not
and
attacking
delaying anything.
whatsoever.
Yeah. I throw up the magnet, hopefully they move. Okay. Okay. Just
Off
blast
to the
them. There we
blue.
go.
There we go.
Alright, taking the Keyblades away. Sometimes when you try to push them forward with a ground combo, you'll just veer right for no reason. It's infuriating.
Yep.
It's so what I've started doing is just air combos. Yeah, that's how this ends up starting. Yeah,
Yep.
it's. I hate ground combos with Roxas. It makes no sense. Why am I going this way?
Yep. It just sends you in the weirdest angles. If you don't have a gap closer, if you don't have explosion, it's really hard to get Roxas to go the way you need him to. Ignited does find the scimitar in the Pride Land shotgun and another reflect, so already Reflera on her side.
It looks like Beast Castle is like absolutely the way you want to go this
The
scene.
keys to the world.
It's like insane.
And a glide in Pride Lands. And
Another-
Magnera
oh my
in Pride
God.
Lands. Finishing leap as well. Now you have some tools for screens if you wanted to go that way with Magnera finishing leap.
Yeah.
Generally, you want at least a little more stats before you do that, or something else in addition to that. Maybe a stitch. So
Are you
spam
grabbing
that.
another level?
Dair down to Roxas' last health bar. Ignited finds a drive converter on levels.
Oh my goodness.
Not again.
Oh my god. Yeah,
no.
it's, when you do 2 ground combos to get him to try to get him over, yeah, his RV's high. You want to finish that with like a magic, so he has no room to get away.
Yep.
But what magic do they? Yeah, they start with that blizzard.
Yeah, Dair does have Blizzard.
Yeah, the blizzard is definitely once you're done with the quick run combo. That's how you kind of want to finish that.
Mm-hmm.
United starting Agrabah. It's weird. It's only like when you take the Keyblades do you start veering a different direction.
Right.
Because that was a straight ground combo.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Roxas is just so funky. More world unlocks, and there's the nominee sketches, so that is access to Axel 2. It is all the way at the end of STT, though.
They got limit form when they were in Pride Lands. Pride Lands is done as far as the checks go. Here we
Much safer spot this time for Roxas. And I think it took less attacks to get Roxas into this spot. So if Dair does go for the ground combo again, it shouldn't trigger a retaliation, hopefully. Accessory slot on Ignited side. Armor slot.
what's this slot? Is this an item slot? Come on, show us. All 3
Drive.
slots. Oh.
It's, well, item slots are rather useful, but drive gauges are always nice.
Yeah, but I wanted the holy trinity of equipables.
Ignited getting the reaction commands in there. Those Heartless can be quite annoying when you're just trying to move through this area. have a tendency to block you and do a lot of damage. And finishes with the fire and finds another blizzard on Roxas. We do have knowledge on all 3 blizzards now.
Membership card on United side.
Mm-hmm. No Hollow Bastion. Well, there is one Hollow Bastion objective. It is Datademics. However, there are a lot of checks in Hollow Bastion, so
yeah,
it can be
you
useful.
Yeah, you have Magnera, so like Final Fantasy fights 1k could be fast. You run your magic stat a lot higher, especially if you get like wisdom. But like pushing all the way for Datademics is like I just don't want to do it.
No, yeah, it's just so deep in there.
Yeah,
It's so much of a time commitment. Unless the only situation that I would consider doing it is having all of the tools and also it being my only remaining objectives that I have access to.
yeah.
Yeah, not much other than the blizzard after the Roxas fight. And Ignited does go into HP 1. Few good checks here, and you get the prog point off of Bailey. And Dair finds a Thunder right before Zigbar.
2 magics I enjoy.
Thunder is my best friend. I love being Zeus.
Yeah.
There's the item slot. It's in the wrong world. Dair now following Ignited into the SP shotgun, which she did earlier. But yeah, I much prefer Thunder over Blizzard in most cases.
It's kind of unfair that there's a Shock Charm Plus, but there's like no Vexen accessory to make my Blizzards better.
Right.
Because when I get Blizzaga and like I have nothing else, like that cannon can come in big handy.
Yes. Especially starting with like a Blizzard boost. It's even at level 1 stats, Blizzard boost Blizzaga can do some work. Sword of the Ancestor on Bailey.
Okay, no objectives in LOD today, but look at the shotgun.
There are 3 checks just sitting right here.
Maybe. But your skill and crossbones in here is here, but there's no PR objectives.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. Maybe if PR gets hinted later, that could come in handy. But
Ignited decides to go into STT.
They have limit form.
They do have limit form, and there's an objective here, and you can get a lot of prog points here, and there's a lot of checks here. I think this is a great play.
Yeah, not much of a threat. You're going to get a +1 to a stat you can choose, some AP. It's really not going to get much faster outside of like movement.
Right.
And some like draws, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, with limit form, it's pretty much a done deal. Just glide on through and get your stuff done. They're now going into Beast Castle. See if they probably decide to go through Thresholder or not. Get all of the juicy stuff that's right there.
Yeah, Ignited has had that. I believe she started with Beast Castle, right? So she's had that quick run over there the entire seed so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's kind of been their only movement.
Yeah, they
outside the glide
in Bridelands, yeah, but you had to go to Beast Castle first to get to Bridelands. So.
Yeah.
Based on the menuing Dair's doing here, looks like they are going to be doing Thresholder. And the route in the West Hall pretty much confirms it.
Way to the dawn immediately.
Hence, that is access to Xemnas 1 and Data Xemnas.
the seed Volpine I did for the charity tournament. The very first check of STT, it was a Way to the Dawn as well. So, you know, coincidence? Probably.
So if I'm seeing this correctly, I think Ignited has access to all but 4 objectives.
Let's see here. Axel 2 is 1. They don't have Datademics, Darkthorn, Boat Pete. Do they have access to... They only have one Scimitar, so they don't have Jafar.
Yeah, I think the only ones I don't have access to right now are Jafar, MCP, Datademics, and Yeet the Bear.
Yeah, true. Wow. Yeah, so we have... she has a lot of options on her plate right now.
Absolutely. And we do have our second hint. Twilight Town has been revealed. There is nothing World Unlocks, drives, or pages-wise left. And the other one that was hinted is Beast Castle. There is another Battlefields there.
Which will not be required. This will want to go back and do Darkthorn at some point, but if they go back, they're not going back for that. Unless OC has some juicy in it too, for some reason. Because that's usually how it goes. Oh, that...
The Ragnarok did not cooperate there.
Weird Ragnarok
Yeah.
coming out.
You gotta hold forward as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it can be funky. This should still be a pretty quick fight regardless. Twilight Thorn with Limit Form just falls over most of the time. Goes into the Ragnarok. And finishes with the Zantetsuken. Dair marking their tracker, seeing what they have access to. I'm about to have access to a lot more once they go through all this stuff. And Ignited is into struggle fights.
Just gonna Ragnarok Hainer. It's kind of unfair.
It is. Especially with stats as low as they are right now, you're not at as much of a risk of getting their health to 0.
The overkill? Yeah, so they don't drop as many orbs.
Right.
Yeah, true.
And we'll see if Dair decides to continue on to Darkthorn or just get out of here.
If I came into this Beast Castle and I got like 8 things here, I would keep chasing this Beast Castle high. But also, yeah, you have Pride Lands now, big shotgun. So yeah, right. I would do this too.
Yeah. Dair will get the Limit Form and a Reflect and Scimitar and Magnet and a Blizzard. This is just a loaded Pride Lands.
Trying to make use of that Reflect, but their magic stat's a little dookie right now.
I believe Donald and Goofy are also on Sora attack? I can't tell. No, they're not. They are attacking.
Yeah, they're attacking. Oh,
no. Yeah, I think what might have happened there is sometimes the game likes to eat your jump input, and you just don't jump, and you attack the Living Bones with a ground attack, and nothing happens, and you get smacked.
The game eats a lot. It's rather greedy.
And Ignited now getting into the bulk of checks here in STT, reaching Sunset Terrace and Central Station, and Dair's through the fight.
Slide dash.
Slide dash. Great gap closer.
Oh.
I don't even ever think about the skateboards. The only time I am aware of the skateboard is in HB2.
Yeah, I think this game could use more skateboards. There is a
Yeah.
mod for that, I think Sean
Mhm.
made, where there's a skateboard in every room, like an excessive amount.
That's amazing. I do like the use of the skateboards, though. I'd never think about it. They're getting to that glide there, and the magnet.
But we never see Source skateboard in KH1. So he knows how to skateboard in KH2. Do you think that's because Roxas knew how to skateboard and he absorbed that from Roxas? That ability? Is that the lore?
We're getting too much into the lore now. That's not my expertise. My knowledge of Kingdom Hearts lore comes from watching just YouTube videos. Just trying to explain everything that's happening. I watched one before I played Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time, so I could be fully caught up, and that's about it. We'll see if Dair decides to immediately do Hyena's one, or if they decide to go elsewhere for the time being and leave it for later. Both are fine options, because the best way to get over there is save warping anyway, so you're leaving the world.
SCT been a little barren.
A little bit outside of the Way of the Dawn on the first check.
Yeah.
But we're here for the objective mostly anyway.
Yeah, slide dash. Yeah, there's just nothing else other than those two things.
We do get our next hint. Hollow Bastion has the other Sword of the Ancestor. And OC has a Torn Page and Valor form.
Okay. I still don't see them going for Starry Hill if they don't need to do OC at all.
Right.
Especially when Ignited has so many objectives she knows are open to her.
Mm-hmm. Although that does also make MCP even less likely with the identity disc being in 100 Acre. Because if you're not going to be going all the way through 100 Acre, you're less likely to go back as you get random pages.
Yeah.
Ignited get through Axel 2 just fine right there. Gets her second objective completed.
There's something still here. What do you think is it? It's there could be something on Data Roxas. It's not going to be a visit lock. We know that. I think with these settings, right?
Yes, they're non-super boss.
Okay. There could still be a magic on them. Yeah. Okay. So Data Roxas has something.
Revealed. Well, it hasn't been revealed yet, so we don't know.
Oh, you're right. My eyes. No, too tiny. I can't. That's a question mark, not a 1.
Yep.
My bad. Well, I'm gonna curse the sea and throw this into existence. Data Roxas has something. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't care what the tracker says.
What do you think the worst thing for him to have would be out of what we have left?
I guess a magic for Jafar or something, and then the fires are all somewhere else stupid. Like
well,
deep
on
into
Dair's side, Dair does have all 3 required magics for.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that fire was. Oh, the fire's in Twilight Town a little deeper.
It's at the top of the tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, was it at the top of the tower? No, it was on Station Fight.
Yeah. All right.
Ignited chose to leave before Station Fight.
I guess I can't curse this very well then.
I think probably once more out of what's left would be.
Well, Data Roxas can have that because that's a pop-up.
Yeah.
United back into Agrabah. 2 more objectives here. Jafar cannot be pushed yet, but Lords can.
I think final form would be the worst one. There we go. It looks like both of our races are going to do the same thing at the same time.
Nice.
So they reflect there. They're opting to use Master Form. Get a few drive orbs out of here, especially with the drive converter. And the Fat Bandits do drop quite a few.
Their stats are starting to really look up as well. United only about 2 levels over, but they're matching the stats of their Master Form that Dair has.
Could be an accessory and stat boost difference, potentially. Or Keyblade difference, although...
A whack Master Keyblade.
Yeah.
Visilock? Ice Cream?
Ice Cream. Unlikely to be used, knowing that there's no more world unlocks in TT, and there's no more objectives there. Ignited getting her master levels on the treasure room fight. Another great spot for drive orbs.
Mats, I've been going through the same thing the whole scene.
Yes. Yeah, the color of that MP bar is quite confusing.
But I just noticed 2 high jumps on Master levels. Master level 3 and 4.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, less high jump, please.
Yes.
Well, I'm fine with 3. Stop there. No more, please.
My favorite Lord strat. Stand in the fire pool and spam reflect.
I like going to the final, using reflect, and then doing like an air combo to just bring it up to them. Reflect in their face. That's always fun.
Yep. Doing limit form here. That'll do it. They're following into the fight. See where Ignited decides to go after this. Wouldn't be surprised if she went back to Disney Castle at this point. We haven't seen Timeless River yet, and it is prepped.
Halloween Town.
Halloween Town. Yeah, Prison Keeper with Dance Call.
Yep, and your stats are well above the floor for Halloween Town now.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Limit Ragnarok for when they get into their last phase as well.
Mm-hmm. And then you just got to get through Oogie to get to the next objective in Halloween Town.
Yep, kids will be quick.
Dance Call also puts in work on kids. It's just such a good limit.
Yeah. Experiment, they might hold off on until they get more info or come back later, but still doable.
Yeah, limit form's a great tool for experiment. Once again, Dance Call. That is a bit scary if you're understated.
Yeah, I like starting with Dance Call, breaking them apart, going to limit to guard immediately. Before the Beyblade kills me.
Yep. Experiment lets it rip.
They're going for Darkthorn objective. Still no Sea Sword here. Might not be needed, but it'd be nice if they just get it out of the way if it's there too.
And you don't even have to consider coming back here if you really need the Torn page.
Honestly, even if I don't like something, I like seeing the world is blue because then my brain just ignores it forever.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Okay, I'm done. Instead of stopping to consider, okay, is that magic here or something?
Mm-hmm. Especially with BC2, where the first 2 checks in BC2 are just right there. You gotta do the 1 fight in the ballroom, and then you can just go straight to Beast. Dair using Master Form on Shadowstalker. Goes into the ground, and there it is.
Ooh, caught in the lightning, the spikes. Okay.
The lightning is so scary.
It's so rude.
It just doesn't let you go, ever.
No, it's kind of unfair.
Mm-hmm. I was really unlucky there on Ignited side with that Heartless. The bag broke right before the finisher, and the Heartless popped up out of the way of the finisher.
Alright, they're gonna go into Twin Howl. Oh, did he jump onto the...
Oh, he's on the chandelier. I liked Dair spacing out the limit attacks as best they could so that they can stay in limit until they were damageable. And we get Oogie and Darkthorn done at the same time. Ignited straight into Halloween Town too.
Dair into Hollow Bastion.
We have gotten some more hints.
Halloween Town.
Yeah, Halloween Town also has the other scimitar, so that makes Jafar juicy.
And the World That Never Was has a Port Royal sword and Skill and Crossbones, the second one we know of.
Yep, Port Royal has a page. Drives has nothing. They're going through HB1 now, and Ignited through the kids onto the next objective here in Halloween Town 2. This fight here in Halloween Town has one of my favorite little bits of tech, because normally if you're using Dance Call, you want to use Synchronization, but in this fight, when you defeat them, it's better to be using Downbeat, because it puts Sora on the ground and you just instantly pick up all the presents.
No, I don't think I knew that. I think I just get lucky every time doing the other thing.
Fair enough. United does go into Decoy Presence. We'll see if she decides to do Experiment right after.
They're taking our first look into Timeless River.
Mm-hmm.
So far, nothing.
And Ignited is doing Experiment. It'll be really interesting to see if she does Vexen immediately after as well. I would think maybe not, because you have a lot left to do. And you can always find something else to make Vexen faster. But doing Experiment now is good because you just set it up so you can just come straight back and just do that.
Yeah, especially if the Scimitar's here. It's just like one less thing to worry about that is like related to an objective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very unfortunate to start with the Experiment and all the nonsense that he does if you don't break them apart immediately.
Right. Actually, this does mean that Scimitar has to be on Experiment.
True. Yeah, no visit locks on super bosses.
Mm-hmm. Experiment being kind today and immediately reforming after the first one. He's always very mean to me and just will refuse to reform.
Oh.
Experiment hurts a lot.
Yeah. It's very hard to react to what he does. He's very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you can't react, you're stunned for a good amount by that stuff.
Yeah, Ignited choosing to cut her losses and come back later. You know you're going to be coming back later at some point with Vexen being right there, and you can always get better stuff.
I think it's always good to have a healthy mindset. If something's annoying you and pissing you off, I just come back later. It's like, no, I'm not looking at this right now.
Right. They're getting through the last window right now, and then we'll be right into Boat Pete. It will be interesting to see if Dair decides to do Future Pete as well, because DC has not been revealed yet. So there could be some useful stuff there. And it is good prog as well.
Throw down a magnet before jumping on. Get the hits in from the magnet. Nice.
Yeah, Master Form Magnet especially goes crazy here. It just stays out for so long.
Fantasia.
Lovely. What do we got there? We got a page.
One page.
Do we have knowledge on all the pages now?
We're still missing one?
We do, but Dair does not.
Oh yeah, combined they don't. Okay, because Port Royal is the one that Dair's missing.
Yes.
And neither of them have a Port Royal sword yet, so I still don't think that's going to be something we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, no.
Okay, they're stepping into STT. With this, they'll get access to Xemnas and date the Xemnas later, since this will be their first check will have their Way to the Dawn.
And they will find a whole lot of nothing. Well, they will find a slide dash.
Yeah. Ignited, heading over to protect Timon and Pumbaa.
Be interested to see if any of them decide to do screens soon and get some more levels. Because I think that's the only thing holding Ignited back from pushing hardcore into objectives, is not having stats at the moment. And Drives is just sitting right there. You do have Magnera finishing leap, but not much else.
Yeah, if we still don't have any, they might be holding out for an experience boost if they still have some shotgun stuff to consider.
Right. Yeah, getting everything out of the way that you don't necessarily need stats for before you do screens is a good decision.
Yeah, like they might be going to Timeless Server now to get the mob fights. Like, you're at a good level to do that. You have Magnera. Right. And then it's just one extra level to be able to be closer to one-hitting stuff in screens to get a more optimal leveling session.
And Ignited will break the level 20 barrier as well. Both of our Wraiths are sitting at level 19 right now. And we still don't know what might be chilling on levels. Ignited will get her next hint off of this fight. We know what's on levels now. This is the other membership car. And Agrabah 2 is loaded. Final form, Wisdom form, and a Proud Fang.
Why? Why?
That makes Experiment even more juicy.
So that Proud Fang's not going to be on Lexaeus, and Jafar's going to have one of his things eaten up by a completion mark. So one of those 3 checks is the Proud Fang.
Yep.
Leaving Final Wisdom to be somewhere else. So with Final Wisdom there, yeah, I still don't see data demics happening at all this seed.
No,
So I don't
probably
think they're
not.
gonna need those. Final will be good for Vex, and
Mm-hmm.
I think everything else you don't really need either of them for.
Right.
So if they're on Lexaeus, that's probably not a big deal.
Yeah, Final Form's just a nice tool to have in general. Also,
It
for
feels
streams,
like
if you don't have any
cheating
other
most
options,
of the time.
it does feel like cheating. Feels like a
Turns
completely
on
different
dot
scene
mode.
having Final Form versus not having Final Form.
Yeah. It's like using a console command and just like no clipping somehow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're on the Twilight Thorn fight, pushing through to get that Axel 2 objective. And ignited through windows.
Oh, okay. That was really close.
Almost went back into the reaction command.
I do appreciate that Strike Wade will. It's not a straight line. It will change its trajectory mid-throw if needed. Have you?
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
So if fighting Xemnas 1, he's kind of got like the stairs, and if you're on the left side of the stairs where there's like an incline, and Xemnas is on kind of the slope, and you use strike rate towards him, your strike rate will curve over the actual like the entirety of the railings to get to him, and it's
Goodness.
freaky every time. It's so funny.
Homing Keyblades.
Yeah.
Ignited also using the Magnet Master form on Boat Pete.
And that's 8 out of the 12. We just need 4 more.
4 more. So if you consider the fact that Scimitar is on Experiment, Ignited does have Go Mode at this time, because to get to AS Vexen, she will need to do Experiment.
Yes,
Although, actually,
the
she
fire.
still needs the Fire and the Thunder.
The Thunder she'll get on the way to doing Xemnas and Data Xemnas. The Fire,
Correct.
though, is depending on where the other two are. She might not be considering climbing tower. That might be like a big advantage Dair has, just because if all these fires are dumb, like deep in Hollow Bastion or something, which they might not even be considering touching.
And it looks like Ignited is going towards screens.
Take a little
Does it
damage
get-
before going in.
I think there's an experience boost on Bond of Flame, it would seem.
That's good.
Magnair finishing leap, not quite getting a one-shot yet, but as the stats go up, hopefully that changes.
And more strength, good.
Mm-hmm. Using the ether. Whoa.
Ooh. Okay.
There we go. Now it's one shot. Another experience boost on
that's
level
so
23.
rude. Why? Why would they do this? No. Very rude seed, in my opinion.
United using the drive to get the MP back. Getting damaged again. Going immediately back into it.
A lot of strength increases.
Yeah.
I'll take
Strength
it.
currently at
Not
37,
AP,
magic
I'll take
at
it.
32. More strength. There's the membership card on level 32. And levels is not blue yet. So there's another magic or summon or something like that. Chilling on a higher level.
Get their fire, maybe?
That would be incredibly useful. Gets to level 33. Not too
I'd say that's a
shabby.
good payout.
Yeah. Now you have much better stats for the things you want to do.
Especially your ability base is more attack based. You have the guard break, finishing leap, slide dash. So a lot of something like Roxas will be a little faster with that design, kinda.
Yep. Higher strength is good for Zigbar.
Yeah.
Dair here into Mansion, almost done with the Axle 2 objective. And finally a second aerial dodge in SP.
And one more progression point, and United will have another hint.
Oh, looks like she's going to be getting it off of Roxas. I like the parallel here.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
Yep. United fighting Roxas and Dair fighting as Roxas with the same Keyblades. United going for limit form here. You are over the floor. R's putting in the work. Gets the Ragnarok.
Ooh. Oh, the guard. Oh,
Ooh, the laser! So mean. I
Kinda
did like
messed
the quick
up.
run for the iframes though. That was good.
yeah, that was cool. Imagine having that power. You just dash forward a little bit and lasers shoot out of you.
Yep. Wonder what you could legitimately use that power for though. Just looking cool, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want the lasers to like hurt anyone.
Mhm.
I just want them to cool.
Right. They're going into Halloween Town now. Heading through Prison Keeper. Gonna push through, get those objectives done.
United
no
going to
Summer
Hollow
Treasure as well.
Bastion.
There are quite a few checks here. So
Yeah.
there could be some good tools sitting right here.
Probably grab an extra level or two on the 2 force fights just to get to those checks.
Hoping to find maybe a fire or a thunder here.
Yeah.
They get you that AG2 access.
Maybe even something like once more, just for a little bigger safety net.
Mm-hmm. They're getting through Prison Keeper just fine.
Magic? It's another
Lega.
reflect.
Not the magic you necessarily want to see, but it is useful. And Trinity.
Trinity.
We love tools.
Yeah, that will help with Roxas.
Mm-hmm. And
Money.
money. Oh, man. Don't have to worry about items anymore.
I feel like they've been deprived of ethers the whole seed looking at them menuing their items.
Yes. I
So
saw a
that'll be
lot of
nice.
red in that item menu.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
They're taking on Oogie Boogie. All the lightning being rude to Dair as well. Thankfully, Oogie's traps killed the other White Knight. United stepping into core first to check the first 7. Might be thinking of skipping a bit. Berserk charge? Alright. These bats will not leave her alone. Oh my goodness.
The bats are unstoppable at times.
As funny as the bats are, the hammers are the ones that make me laugh.
Yeah, they just fly up at you. You're like, where did you come from?
It's not just them flying up, they'll get like stuck sometimes, just spinning infinitely.
Looks
Okay.
like United might be going for core skip here.
Oh.
I do that all the time. It's so upsetting. You're still holding forward for a little bit too long. You just instantly jump back out.
There we go. Upsy daisy.
Getting up.
Alright. We got. Reflect your way over. Okay. Meanwhile, they're back into Halloween Town. Oh,
There we go.
nicely done.
I like how there's so many different options to do core skip based on what movement you have.
And nothing. I think they're dipping out. They might be dipping out maybe to reset their drive. To move a little faster without losing drive.
Yeah, that seems a little likely.
But now the shortcut's open, so they can just come back whenever they want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, her magic was low from doing those reflects and only got one magnet out in the fight. But goes right into master form. Taking quick work of dancers.
I recall that experience boost was on level 23.
Hmm?
Dair chooses to do screens. Hopefully they get that beforehand. Although it's going to be hard to get levels. I'm not sure what you would push to do that at this point.
Right.
Back into Halloween Town for Ignited. She has the stats.
Mm-hmm. Much better equipped for experiment this time. A little bit of buffering. There it is.
Alright, stepping out. They put on the experience boost Keyblade. They're heading for screens. They're heading for screens.
I'm gonna buy some items first.
Liquidate our assets as well.
Fire sale time. Whenever I do this, I tend to sell everything that is not 10. So literally everything else.
Same.
Which it's also rather convenient that the stuff that sells for the most is also the stuff that you're generally not equipping.
Yeah. Anything that you synth is going to be 10, so the useless garbage you find in the real world is nice, and the Moogle likes it for some reason.
Yep. It's all natural. It wasn't synthesized.
Yeah. Organic accessories.
Organic accessories.
United get done with the experiment. They get their scimitar, heading back in to challenge Roxas again.
They're trying to get back into EXP boost range before they use the reaction command to get more strafers to spawn. Opting for Blizzaga spam. There's that experience boost. Opting to forego the experience boost for safety, which is perfectly fine. It is very scary just sitting at 1 HP. You just get smacked and waste a lot of time.
Yeah. They probably have a little PTSD from the starting Roxas fights, the quick running and losing time there. United through Roxas.
And Dair says that's good enough.
Yeah, they got 15 seconds left.
Still decent stats, even though they didn't get quite as high as Ignited did. Still in the 30s.
Still above the floor for the world that never was. If we have to tackle Data Zemnis for an objective, we're not going to be above the floor for that. I don't see that happening this seed.
Yeah, that would take a lot of effort. It would just be likely a lot of farming in the world that never was. Ignited experience boosting the Dragoons on the elevator ride up. Gets another level out of it. Finds the Thunder. We'll see what she elects to do here for Zigbar.
Room transition to fix her magic.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
She does have a Berserk Charge, but not really any of the tools you would want with it to use for Zigbar. Either that being Final Form or Horizontal Slash. But if you're really in a pinch, Berserk Charge Aerial Spiral can kind of work. I've done that before.
Berserk Charge with little Master Chicanery can work a bit too. Oh, Experiment breaking apart at the most obnoxious time.
Such a meanie.
Good guard.
Does reform right away.
Right, cool.
Oh, man.
He reformed just to throw hands immediately.
Yep. Experiment being a jerk as usual. Happened to Ignited too.
United might have gone over the damage. It's very close.
Very close.
To phase 2. Okay, she got it.
Okay.
It's still fine.
Goes for the Comet. Okay.
Yeah. Comet's very good iframes to just wail on them and get that started. Mm-hmm. This is where it gets spooky, though. You kind of, okay, good. Back on the ground immediately to dodge.
Donald's dead, unfortunately.
Yeah. You'll probably want to have Limit ready to menu as a safety net if he starts comboing you a bit too much. So, good dodging. master. Yeah, master reflects.
Master
Here we
reflects.
go.
There it is. Great
Hold on.
big bar on Ignited side. And meanwhile, Experiment doing the same exact thing again to Dair, and going back into the split right before the health gate.
Is it
There's
locked?
the
Skill and
crossbones.
crossbones. What if that tone page is just like in the first 3 chests?
I mean, it could be. But then you still have to worry about the one in OC.
Yeah.
United going into Luxor now should be pretty standard with the limit form. And Reflaga, decent stats.
They're heading over to Genie Jafar. Yeah, they have the knowledge, bunch of forms here. So yeah, they're definitely gunning for that a little early. Not even early, it's just
Right. They do also have
priority, I
the
would
fire
say.
that Ignited is missing.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see where these other 2 fires are, and if Ignited happens to find one along the way to where she's going.
Ooh.
The cards are quite annoying. They just start their attack so quickly. It's kind of hard to get out of the way.
Yeah, from birth they're attacking.
Yep. And then take it off the high jump. They're making their way through carpet. Trying to despawn the enemies.
Oh, these
Oh
cards.
man. I was real close. Still has Berserk on.
They're kind of getting scammed on trying to lock onto this thing. There we go.
Yeah, the Blizzard one's always the most annoying, especially with the enemies being so persistent. Trinity limit. Gonna
Okay.
pop right into limit form. A
Good.
couple of
Good
R's,
form.
and it should be the DM skip.
Cool
Here we go.
DM skip. All right, what's in here? There's nothing in that
Junk.
room. It's all on Lexaeus.
The,
Well,
the,
that's confirmed one form on Lexaeus. No, both are on Lexaeus
is it
because
both?
the Proud Fang has to be on Jafar, and there's also a completion mark on Jafar.
Does
So
Jafar have
both
2
forms.
pop-ups?
Jafar has 2 pop-ups. One's completion mark. The other is the whatever you get from them. You get a wishing lamp and something else. But this confirms there's 2 forms on Lexaeus.
I feel like there's 2 things on the get bonus, but I'm not 100%.
There's one thing on the get bonus, and then the
one on
pop-up
the
will be the completion mark, which is the wishing lamp. Normally.
Well, the other way
Oh,
around.
you get a fire from fighting Jafar. That's right.
Mhm.
So it's the fire and wishing lamp.
It is a bright yellow Jafar. Nice job with the reflex from Dair to not get grabbed. But United having a good time on Sykes here. This R's should finish the job.
Nicely done. There's still stuff in the world that never was, so maybe there'll be a fire on the way up.
Mm-hmm. That would be very, very nice for Ignited.
Oh, the completion mark is here. Okay, and the next check will be Proud
Will be the Proud Fang. And then there's Final Form and Wisdom Form on Lexaeus.
That's tight. That's so awful. Alright, back into Pride Lands to save Timon and Pumbaa.
And then, see if Dair decides to climb the tower after that. Climb the world that never was.
And what's in the lucky chest? Is this once more?
Explosion! That is a homie chest.
Okay. Yeah, cool chest, but why is it up here? Come on, man.
That would have been nice about an hour ago. I mean, it's still nice now, but...
Yeah, we'll take it. Timon and Pumbaa saved. Simba's on his own.
Looks like Ignited trying to go for building skip here. Unfortunately, does get grabbed.
Checking out Piglet's house.
100 acre.
So we know the negative combo was on a Keyblade, and then there's the other one.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wonder if Dair is going to decide to not do Data Zemnis and find the other torn pages.
It's possible. With these stats, you kind of want to avoid datas.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a long data like Data Zemnis. I don't know. With these settings, is we're trying Data Zemnis on?
I believe so. It's generally on nowadays. Actually, Dair might be trying to avoid doing the world that never was entirely, because the ID disc will be in 100 acre, and if Dair finds all the pages, they'll find the ID disc and be able to do MCP and and eat.
A fire and a thunder in the first two chests.
Oh my goodness!
All right, well, there's their Genie Jafar access.
Yeah. That is go mode for Ignited if she decides she wants to do Data Zemnis.
They're probably hoping to get those forms. Maybe final for like Vexen.
Mm-hmm.
I got some bad news.
Bad news. Ignited does have Explosion for Genie Jafar. That makes that even easier. Dair through Honey Slider, and we'll see what they decide to do next. They're completely out of ethers as well.
Yeah, the money pouch was in Hollow Bastion. Probably not something they're going to step into. Are they? Oh, they haven't even shotgunned this.
Yeah, checking the shotgun.
time to look at Sweet Memories. Ooh, getting.
Ooh.
I see they're on the Steam version.
Menu getting scary there.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate that they bound Square to pull up that menu.
Mm-hmm.
Try to quick run out of a menu. It's like, no, I'm changing my resolution, I guess.
You're just going to 30 FPS. Strats.
Yeah.
They're going into Zigbar here. These two are very close on completed objectives. I think, yeah, they have the same number of completed objectives right now. Dair's on the way to Zem 1, and Ignited is about to be on Jafar.
3 power boost?
It's also going to depend entirely on... Yeah, this race is going to depend entirely on what the final objective is.
Ooh.
Just breaks
Zigbar
out of the
broke
transition there.
Yeah.
Just completely stun locked. Nothing Dair could have done there.
Yeah.
Dair does not have the Berserk charge that Ignited found in Hollow Bastion.
Oh, she's going for the force. Oh, no?
Oh. Okay.
I
Going
want to do it
Vexen.
for sure.
Likely going to use Limit Form here with the lack of Final Form.
Yup.
I always get hit by those going for an explosion there. Going with the regular fires to start. Get that health bar down. Stats are in a good spot, doing good damage.
Yeah.
To the R's loop. And oh, the shield comes back.
Damn.
Wow,
Let's kill.
that was a good reflect. Took out the shield and Vexen. Now just one objective left for Ignited. She does have access to Data Zemnis, just sitting right there, but we'll see what she decides to do.
Yeah. Probably wants to go for the SP. Data Zemnis, like, it's a long fight. It's spooky. You're under the floor.
Right. No once more yet.
Yeah, without once more, that's also very scary.
Mm-hmm. Dair in Zigbar DM. That is going to be going into Rabbit's house here. I'm going to be unfortunately disappointed that the ID disc is not here. And we'll see if she decides to go torn page hunting. Yeah, at this point, I think the most likely safe objective to do that's not data Xemnas would be finding the pages for MCP.
Yeah.
Because it's more than likely that the ID disc will be before Starry Hill. Which, if it is just on Starry Hill, then you're going to Starry Hill anyway, so we'll do that one. Dair got Zigbar down to the last health bar here, doing a good job of dodging. Another DM, unfortunately. Donald and Goofy waking up at the worst times, as always.
Ooh.
Okay,
Good
limit form
save.
pop. Zigbar just loves that ZM when you get him low.
Yeah. He gets you
And
stuck in the infinite for sure.
Ignited going into PR, searching for the torn page.
Alright, if you were a torn page in Port Royal, where would you be?
Unfortunately, probably Sea Drift Row.
I'm gonna say the chest in town. I'd say like the fourth chest, the one you'd have to blow up. You'd probably get an order, the fourth one.
It'll either be Sea Drift Row or probably Moonlight Nook right before Barbosa. And Dair manages to get through Zigbar. Very good job.
Nicely done.
Very scary when you don't have any of the really good tools for it, but managed to make it through.
There's the other fire.
Another fire. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I might have been somewhat wrong.
It was a blizzard boost. Still good. Yeah, if you're ignited right now, you're hoping to see that storm page as soon as possible. We got Stitch.
Okay. Port Royal seems to be loaded with a lot of stuff we don't like. It's cool we got that, but it's like we don't need this.
Yeah. All these important checks, just give me the torn page. If you're here early, that's actually a phenomenal place to find Stitch, because having Stitch for this fight is very good for getting early levels. They're doing a good job looping Luxord with the aerial combos and the reflects on the minigame. Fortunately, about to run out of MP here. No turn page on minute fight. Next check gonna be on the boat fight. There gets the reflect, goes for the limit form pop. is going to be very close. Gonna have to get the... Ooh. There we go. Last possible attack.
Nice.
Very good DM skip there on Luxord from Dair. Lighted in the barrels now. And Dair moving on to Sykes.
Alright. Big amount of checks. First visit, come on.
5 checks right before Barbosa, and then 3 checks on Barbosa.
Oh,
There it is, Moonlight Nook.
Oh, we're free.
We're free.
All right, we know there's a torn page in 100 Acre.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're lucky and it's not, if the identity disc is not at Kanga's house, hopefully the torn page is, and then the identity disc can just be in Spooky Cave.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing how seeds happen every time I play them, it's just the page is in Spooky Cave.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing I want is on Starry Hill. Yep, look at that.
Nothing here at Kanga's house. Yep. Yep, so no longer looking for the identity disc. Because the page is going to be in Spooky, so you're going to be doing Eat the Bear.
Heading to OC. Hopefully it's not OC2. If it is OC2, BC2 it won't take that long.
Yeah.
And it can't be on Data's album.
Mm-hmm. You just then have to spend the time getting through OC2 is the problem. And that could be all the way on ASXN.
Yeah. Alright. Good sacks from Dair.
Alright. We made predictions for where the page was in PR. Now we gotta do the same for OC.
I'm gonna say Cerberus.
I'm gonna say the Demix pop-up.
Okay. Which one? You gotta pick one of them.
The first, pop-up.
Okay.
Jesus is Hades. Cursed.
It's weird someone with the name Jesus talking about another, God or
Deity,
something
yep.
from a different, different system or whatever you call it.
Pantheon.
Yeah, that's it.
Although, is Christianity a pantheon? Probably not.
Oh.
It's just... Even if the page is all the way on Zexion, Zexion won't be bad. It's the weakest of the ASs, and you have limit form.
He is my least favorite of the ASs. That's the one I can't do without cheating. Or not cheating, well, final is cheating. So yeah, without cheating.
Zexion, for me, if I have final or limit, he just falls over. Because you can just do the Ars loop, and it usually is enough.
I've never been good with the Ars loop on him. I don't know why. Well, I know why.
Ooh, combo master on servers.
That's like a torn page, so I'm basically right.
It's the same amount of words.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Holding.
Dair has 4 defense.
True. You correct?
Okay.
Implying they've gotten 2 defense increases across the seed and don't have any armor on, which makes sense to me.
That
Ooh,
is
good
so
building
low.
skip.
Yes.
They have to have found a defense boost. Have they not been eating their boosts, their vitamins?
Maybe. I think I've seen them use at least a magic boost.
Yeah, the defense difference is crazy. Seeing Ignited with 21 and Dair with 4.
They're gonna get their magic pack.
And they're now starting their Torn Page hunt. And Ignited now into the bulk of checks here in OC1.
Alright, let's see some green.
A couple ability shots over there.
At this point, I think I would stop skipping chess. Oh, maybe not.
Why?
Sorry, my bad. Keep over.
I would be skipping Keyblade and accessory chests, but I would still be picking up ability chests. Because I'm still missing movement and stuff like that. And once more, I could just be there. No green still.
Oh, yeah, this is why I don't open these. They're side from max.
Yep. And they're now having Firaga. Netted using Trinity Limit here on the water forms, putting in the work.
Oh. Alright, is it the first pop-up?
Is it the first pop-up?
Am I gonna be really mad at you?
No.
Alright, you're good.
I'm okay. It's not in the lock. But we do find Valor Form. Yeah, thankfully, even if the Torn Page is in OC2, the other battlefields is in a very reasonable location. And here, Ignited goes into Hydra. We will see if it is here or if she has to go and grab that battlefields in BC2. I think Ignited was trying to go into limit form there and accidentally went into Valor. Either that or was just using it for the MP refresh. Aerial dodge. We still have the pop-up. It's in OC2.
Alright, over to Beast Castle.
Looking at her tracker, confirming where it was.
Where am I going?
Yep. Now, where's this? Is it on Beast or is it on Zalden?
We know it can't be Data. Last time I tried to be early, I was wrong, so I'm gonna say it is the last check of Zolden.
I'm gonna say it's the get bonus of Zalden, but I think
Okay.
it's definitely on Zalden. Moment of truth.
Let's both be wrong, please.
It's on Zalden. This seed. The seed. It said you're either gonna do Data Zemdis or you're going for a ride.
I'm ready. I want once more to be on Zolden as well. So then they're like, "Hey, I can do Data Zemnis now after all this work."
Yep.
Tactical XP boost.
For sure. Gets the level out of it.
And then Dair gets their torn page heading back.
And we'll head into OC to find the bad news. Well, after doing Kanga's house, of course, and finding absolutely nothing. Data demics, if you're feeling really crazy, that is true.
Without wisdom or final that are on Lexaeus, nah, I'm good. Me personally, I would never step
Absolutely
in
not.
that arena.
Yeah, I would have taken the exact same line as both of these runners in this seed.
No flare force yet either.
Oh,
this is a little spooky.
I guess that 9 jumps queued up.
Okay.
Who does it get there? Gonna be close. 1 air combo? Very good.
Nice. Okay.
I was right.
Fine. So it won't be once more here. Because this is done.
Oh. Yep. Watch once more down Hades.
Changing my answer. Once more, one of the chests on Starry Hill.
You have it for final fights.
Also, just noticed my prediction about Data Roxas was wrong.
Yes.
I just noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in another universe I would have been right, but that's all that matters to me.
Mm-hmm. There was still a chance.
Yeah.
At some point.
I like the green Hades for Dair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the color swaps are really cool. I should probably get that.
He looks like a Doug character now. All the green.
Is it here, or is it Hades, or is it AS Zexion? Yeah, we knew the seed wasn't just going to decide to play nice at this point.
You're not allowed to leave. Sorry.
Nope. You must continue. They're picking up that combo master on Cerberus, making their way through OT. We have the Berserk on Hades. He does break out, unfortunately. But it is really funny, just climbing the room with Hades. Goes into limit for the R's.
Nice.
And there it is.
Of course.
Not on Zexion. And back to 100 Acre we go. See what else is in Spooky Cave here, because of course there's gonna be something.
A
There's
visible.
the identity disc.
Yeah. I'm looking for this page.
Oh,
there it
there's the
is.
page.
I can just gun for the exit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It's once more is not here either.
Oh, there's still one more chest. Oh, yeah, it's blue. Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
it's blue. So you're free to start go mode and then.
Mm-hmm. Just run straight up to the bear. Alright, score predictions for the Yeet. I'm gonna say 63-42.
Oh, for the score. I thought you said core as in like
No, score.
the armored core, like the final fights. I was like, what does that
Oh.
mean?
Wrong direction. And that is 12 objectives for Ignited, and she can go right into final fights. Will she grab bulky vendors is the question.
Grab some snacks before going in. Ooh.
Try to get up to 42, hopefully. Get the ceiling for Final Zem. One last peek through the abilities, making sure you have everything you want equipped.
Good. We love strength and magic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then just gun.
Deciding that's
Perfect.
enough. Yep. All she wanted. Unfortunately, Dair would need quite a final phase blow up from Ignited here to catch up. Ignited also, I believe, with the load disadvantage. Dair just has too much left to do. Has to finish OC1 here and find out that Twin Page is in there, and then go to Beast Castle and get the unlock, and then go back to OC. I believe Dair also still has to go back and do Vexen still. We love Magnera for this fight, especially when you don't have chicken. Everything else just feels so slow. Using the Stitch, gonna have the MP recharge. Likely gonna be doing some Magnera Explosion here in Engine Core.
Just gotta be careful of Stitch blocking assassins, or just can just kill a bunch of time.
Mm-hmm.
Get the iframes. Alright, good. Stitch immediately jamming out.
Into the second wave now. Looks like we're gonna just miss out on getting another level here.
Oh!
Whoa, thank you, second chance.
Yeah.
Almost got executed by the spikes right there.
And Dair finished with OC1, has to go into Beast Castle to get their Zolden visit log.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. See if Ignited decides to use Mickey here. Does not.
Nah.
Probably the correct choice. And just it feels so slow doing the Mickey here.
Yeah, it feels very unproductive
Mm-hmm.
with this setting. It also makes no sense that
Yeah.
he can show up here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he is with you to this point in
No,
story.
he gets locked out with Kyrie.
That's not till after he's done this one.
The start of this cutscene is they're locked out. It's just you,
okay.
and Goofy. Yeah, it
Found a
literally
way.
makes no sense from a lore perspective that he can show up here.
Hearts find a way.
Yeah. They're locked out? Yeah. Oh. Instead of opening the door, Riku says, "We can take them on our own," implying they're not showing up.
Mickey does do what he wants. That is very true.
Or says that, "Hey, take this to lore discussions. What are you guys doing?" It's definitely not me instigating this.
Right.
Ooh, Zolden with an obnoxious DM from just getting your jumps, and then he just ignores everything.
I love the explosion kill while getting knocked back. And Ignited is into Finals M. If I were hurt right now, I would take an intentional death to get my MP back.
Yeah. Be a little annoying with second chance on, but yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, because that ends up happening when you run out of flex.
Yeah. Dair starting on OC2.
Mm-hmm. And Ignited into lasers here. Try to get away from the edge. Dair just now getting the membership card on levels.
Yeah, they've been missing out on the Reflago and the money pouch in there.
The money pouches was probably the most useful part of it. That was very helpful considering how starved they were for items.
Yeah.
There it is. Very good reflect in the session, and it looks like that is going to be GG's.
Sub 2 hours.
Congratulations to Ignited on her victory. Now moving to 2-1. And yeah, it looks like Dair will be DNFing.
So that will be win for Ignited, moving up to the 2-1 bracket. Dair is not out, so they'll be moving down to 1 and 2. They can still make a comeback in the round 4. As far as future restreams, we got set up Lord Walpy versus Lord Khaleth Thursday at 8 p.m. EST, and we IBA versus Tippy Saturday 4 p.m. EST. Those are our current slots we got going on here for the round 3 restreams. Check those out. Keep an eye on League Race streams, League Race C's to see when people are running. Even if we're not restreaming them, we'll still post a Twitch theater for you to check out. Follow both racers. Show them both some love. Also check out tournament discussions, tournament announcements. Charity tournament going on, raising money for St. Jude, hosted by Paupu Komi. Go show them some love. Check that out as well. Even if you can't donate, just stay, watch. Just support the stream.
Yep, just showing up is good enough to support. And
Yeah.
if you have the ability to donate, it's always appreciated.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye, everybody.